Okay, John Deere 700K. You probably remember this one. This is the one that had the OAF set up for MC squared, and we had sent them the new OAF. I just want to go in and make sure that they set it up correctly. We also sent them the old file, the old machine file with all the measurements and everything on it. Yeah, there we go. So cab roof dual. Alright, measurements look the same as the other one. Just go through and make sure they make sense. If it's 12.10 width, and they're saying that that's 10 feet, that sensor, is that 2 feet? I don't know. 2 foot plus 1/10. I think they got off a little bit on that one, so that would make their north and east off just a little bit. Well, depending on how their main GPS antenna is reading it. That's right. That looks right. Alright, I mean, that looks good. They can run it and test it and see what happens. This one's already updated, so what they had to do was basically go in here and change that OAF. And man, they got a lot of projects in here. Alright, well, I mean, everything looks good, so make sure it comes up. We also have a Komatsu to look at over there. They just purchased it. It had Topcon system on it. It's not getting radio, so just check that out. Yep, green across the board. Nice. And this one we've already updated, so yeah, okay. Alright, well, good. Rock and roll. This one's done. Alright, on to the Komatsu. Komatsu 61 PXI. Not getting radio, but it's got the old UHF-1 radio board in the system. That's the first thing you want to check is antenna. Woo, that's tight. It's always a good idea to take these off once in a while when you do maintenance. That contact does get corroded, and that one was corroded. Let's see what they got. This is Komatsu, which means we're probably not going to be able to do anything with it anyway. And then their MCR3 is underneath there. Now let's fire it up at least. I guess what we can try to do is connect to modem managing here and see if we can't get in there and at least view. See what's going on, if it'll even allow us in there. Okay, the state of this machine, let's see here. We got, the serial number is F3, so yeah, that's updatable. Here's the frequency it's running on, GMSK, 25 kilohertz, spacing, blah, 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 blah. Alright, let's go in and try. Firmware loading. We'll connect. and connect. See if it'll take this firmware. It's on a Komatsu display, so you just never know. If it locks up, they'll have to call Komatsu dealer. That's what's in there already. There it is right there. We'll go to the UHF 1 folder. And we'll load that. We'll see if it takes it. Not enough storage. Alright, so just removing the MCR3 out of this system. We got to update the, it's got an old UHF1 board in it. It needs to be updated so that they can connect via radio to their base. I couldn't do it through the Komatsu display. Just kept saying not enough memory. So we'll just attach data cables and upload that way. Alright, so we got power on it, tapped into the A and connected to my computer. So now we'll go in and see if we can't update. Alright, uploading flash image firmware for a UHF 1 board. Just updating it and we'll see if we can get it running that way. That's it. This one's fixed. It could go back to work. A little bit of radio issue. Nothing too bad. Let's go for a spin. Go deliver it. Oh, it's so much fun operating a GPS dozer in the morning. Woo! Oh yeah. I wish I could cut. That would just make the morning so much better. But fixing them is just as good. And that's it. This one can go back to work. And the next piece of equipment, yep, that's it. That should be it. 360. Interesting. They knew I was coming. And it doesn't have any GPS antennas on it. They're supposedly having radio issues. Well, I can't do anything if it doesn't have GPS on it to connect to anything, the base or whatever. I'll have to make some calls. Okay, we're in business. We got our GPS antennas going up and the base is going up. So he's saying it loses signal a lot, and when you're digging on grade you could be, you know, a couple tenths off and all of a sudden it'll drop 12 feet or something on the box. It'll tell you. We'll see what's up. Software, firmware, probably. For connection, we'll check out that radio antenna. It doesn't look too bad. It is an older system. TS1 sensors and a GX60 box. I was wondering about this. I saw the radio antenna cable came down in here. It's an interesting spot to put the MCR3. Any loose cable you want to check out, and anything that's bound up really tight, like that, sitting on the corner right there. Just check them out. Look for rub marks. See if there's anything weird going on. All these cables look really good though. I don't see any issues. Interesting spot to put the MCR3. Well, one thing I noticed right off the bat, you know, the first thing I ask is, you know, what's going on with the system? They said it's losing connection. Look at this. This is GPS. 3.6 D3 November 6, 2012. That's for the GPS. We're green, we're connected. Let me see what the auxiliary says. Same thing, 2012. Now, given the serial number on the back of this GX60, it might be updatable, it might not be. Let's see what kind of 3DMC they have on it. It's probably going to be equally as old. No, actually, wow, interesting. They got 12.2.573 2021. That's new. That's brand new. That's updated for this box. That doesn't sound like the GX60 though. 12. Let me see. Let me look at that again. Don't know why it would take a GX55. 12.2.573. I'm gonna have to inquire about that. Well, you know, I'll go through and I'll update the firmware for GPS and see. If it crashes, it crashes. If it doesn't, good. Let's go get some software or firmware. All right, this is going to be fun with the sun like that. I guess I can hold it like this, kind of block it a little bit. Cancel. No, get out of there. Cancel. Cancel. Hey, there you are. All right, let's exit. Let's update this. Holy cow. That's like really old firmware. Where's true? Wow, it's so hard to see. Why don't we do this? I'm just gonna rotate this machine. Splash. Oh, that's better. That's better. Okay. Alright, we'll let this thing warm up too. Why not? I'm going to take it for a spin and test drive it. Alright, so first things first. There's True. Oh, hang on. Got to answer my... Alright, there we go. I can see the TopCon display there. So let's go into application mode, firmware loading, yes, and we'll connect. This is MCR3, so oh, good grief. Let's fix the screen first. Before I load anything into this old system, and that's pretty old, we're going to confirm with the owner, basically, confirm that they want to try the upgrade, because strange things can happen when you're dealing with stuff that old and you're trying to put. Oh, I mean, that's back there. That's back there quite a ways. So the other thing they were complaining about was, let's bump up this RPM a little bit. Was it not matching, or it would say 0 feet. So let's do this. Let's go in here. Let's match this grade right here. We're going to call that surface 0. and hit OK. So I put in an offset basically. So now it says ground 0. So if I come up just a little bit, I'm gonna just put my teeth down on that spot. I'm looking at my left tooth basically. Just gonna indent just a little bit and measure that spot. It's on the left. Let's measure that spot. Take a photo of it because my memory is not that great. And we'll check out the northeast elevation on it. So what I'll do is I'll come up, just make sure the bucket calibration is still good. And it looks like there's a little bit of teeth missing there. So we're right about there. And we'll just go ahead and measure again and see if we get roughly the same. Alright, so let's compare these two. So I got 860.2, and they on vertical we got 859.6. So we got 484.10. North is good. East is a little off. Elevation's a little off. So there is a calibration difference between the two. Let me go down a little bit more and reshoot it and see what happens. Let me go all the way down. Yeah, there's a good 10th difference there. Raise it up. Just right about there. See what it says. Still not there yet. Let me raise it up a little more. I can go out there and measure that distance right there and tell them how far off they are. Or just take a rough estimate with my eyes. Let's come up a little more. Wow, they're about 3/10. 3/10 weirdness going on. Up a little more. Maybe 4/10, maybe 5/10. Alright. There we go. So I'm at 860.25, and my first reading was 860.28. And you see how high up I have that left tooth now. So that's about 5/10 difference right there. So yeah, this machine is definitely due for a calibration, no doubt. And it's either something like that, could be teeth wear, or it could be in the dog bone. Alright, let's read this message real quick. Yeah, we're not gonna risk doing the GNSS firmware. So I'm checking the radio. Radio's been updated. So, and the only other thing I can do is check the mag mount, but I mean the mag mount looks good. I haven't lost radio since I've been sitting here, so we'll see. I'll drive it around a bit and see if I don't lose it. Everything's just so old on it. You risk causing further damage if you update things that needed updating a long time ago. Alright, well, I'll just drive around a little bit. Alright, we're gonna just recalibrate this thing because, oh my goodness. I mean, it's like 8/10 out between vertical and horizontal on the teeth. We'll do them a favor. We'll get this thing cutting right. Alright, first things first, you gotta set up your laser. I'm gonna check this boom. Make sure our boom is level. Something's throwing it off. Basically work from the boom pin to the boom pin, get that level, and then just get that stick straight up and down, vertical, and then you can check the dog bone, check the measurements, and somewhere in there, I'm suspecting either the boom or the dog bone, definitely probably the measurements of this bucket, but we'll see. Well, the boom looked good. We don't need that anymore. Turn that off. So the boom looked good. Now we'll just work our way down. We'll check the stick, and then we'll check the dog bone, and we'll check the bucket. There's an issue somewhere. 8/10 is a lot. So I am at completely vertical on those pins, and you see it says 89.3. So yes, we are off on the stick, which is interesting. So this one is negative 90.0, and okay, and we'll reset that. Now we'll go in and check the actual bucket. We'll remeasure these dog bones, and we'll check the bucket calibration and the bucket width. And so I got the bucket level, horizontal, and it's reading 49.8. That should be 0.0. Then when you're done with that, go down into this wrench. We got that 90, hit OK. That one's done. Now go into your bucket, make sure your bucket measurements are good, hit next, and there's two calibrations due here. This one's a vertical calibration. Calibration, you'll line the pin up with the teeth, the tip of the teeth, and then all you do is hit recalibrate. Let's see what it says. So right now we got a 38.5 degrees, negative 38.5 degrees offset. Recalibrate, see what it says. 0. Nice. Okay. Next, we'll just level the bucket with a